monthly Acushnet Council on Aging Board of Directors meeting. Today's date is July 9th, 2025, and it's 10 a.m. An audio recorded for later broadcast on Channel 18 and on the Town of Acushnet's YouTube channel. You can see that we have a lot of fun doing this.
Yes.
Okay. I'd like a motion to call the meeting to order. Second? Okay. The meeting is now in order. The Board of Directors that are here are Lauren Golda, who's our director. We have myself, Daniel Smith, which is the chair, Deborah Raposa, vice chair. We have Linda Gilbo, secretary. Joan Jerry Howland is here. Colleen Texera. Okay, did anyone get a chance to look over the minutes from last month? Do we have a motion to approve minutes? And second? We have a second to approve minutes, okay, those are approved. We still have no mail, folks. We're looking for mail. Mail, send us some mail and tell us how we're doing. We're really, and please be kind. Gold is new. Okay, old business. New delivery lists for the Acushnet Council on Aging monthly newsletters delivered throughout businesses in Acushnet. Also Rochester, right?
Yes, Lloyd's, yeah.
Got Lloyd's. Gently used medical equipment and incontinence supplies are available here at the Acushnet Council on Aging free of charge. The medical equipment might be used, but the incontinence supplies are not. Inclement weather. If schools are closed, the Acushnet Council on Aging is also closed for classes and programs. Director and custodial staff will be on site for emergencies. If the town hall is closed, we are also closed. Reminder, the Acushnet Council on Aging has new outreach specialists. Our two outreach specialists are Patricia Madursky and Samantha Ortiz. Telephone the Acushnet Council on Aging at 508-998-0280 to make an appointment with either one of them. Representative Mark Sylvia will be here the first Monday of every month from 10 o'clock in the morning till 11. Let's see, Representative Steve Willett, first Monday of every month from 11 a.m. to noon. Veterans Coffee Social at the Acushnet Council on Aging is the first Tuesday of every month with our Veteran Service Officer, Brad Fish. He's here from 8:30 to 9:30, and to contact Brad, just phone 508-998-0207, extension 4207. This was more fun when we were having banter. This is all dry stuff, isn't it?
We'll get down, we'll get stuff later.
We're accepting applications from Acushnet residents, 65 years of age. Do they have to be exactly 65 or can they be older?
65 and older.
65 and older, so I'm in. Okay. We're accepting applications from Acushnet residents, 65 years and older, for senior staff tax work-off program. Telephone, I'll stop in to learn more about this. I'd like to learn more about that myself. Okay, counseling and psychotherapy clinic with Alexa Maniz, who's a licensed social worker, the second and fourth Tuesday each month by appointment. And you can contact Alexa directly at 508-717-4039. And with that, do we have a motion to approve the old business? Motion and seconded? Okay, that's approved. Now on to the new business. And as usual, we're going to start with our news from our director, Lauren Golda.
All right, so I just wanted to share this month a few little updates. So for town meeting, there was an article that was passed for $40,000 through the town for us to be able to replace the AC units here. We did just do one a few months ago, and then we're going to do the remainder of them. So that was good news that came out of town meeting. So we'll slowly start working on that. I'll start getting quotes. It's a little bit of a process. We have to at least get three quotes from different companies. That way we can go through the procurement process, but I'll start working on that. I know that we've been talking about the roof for a while, so I did have somebody come out, and Matt, the maintenance foreman from town, he was able to meet the gentleman here. He did look at the roof. He couldn't find any specific spot that he thought that was causing the leak. He did find a nail in the roof that he was able to take care of, and he sealed it up. So we're hoping that was actually the cause of some of the leaks that we've had. We won't know until we have, you know, some rain, although the last couple of storms that we had have been pretty significant, and I haven't noticed, you know, any leaking through the ceiling currently. And Matt's away, but I know that he said he was gonna keep an eye on it when we do have some rain, just to see if there's anything else going on, so maybe we could get a little bit of time left with the roof that we have instead of, you know, having to do some repairs currently, but that is still in the works. But I just wanted to give everybody an update because I know we've been talking about that for a while. And then some updates with Coastline. So as most of you know, that Coastline was using our kitchen space for the Meals on Wheels department, or the elderly nutrition program. They have decided to relocate. They've made significant changes within the program, completely having to do with Coastline as a side. We really had nothing to do with the program other than sharing our space with them. They have switched to frozen meals, so that's required them to need less staff and less space. So I know that they were able to keep staff on board, and everyone just kind of was relocated. So we were one of the sites that they have decided to leave. So, you know, we're very sad to see them go, but we're still gonna have a relationship with them, and I'm always in contact with them, and we're reaching out to them about the farmer's market coupon. So I'm always in contact with Jerami, the director there. So we're hoping to keep that relationship open, but they just will no longer be using our space. So I did want to share that because that's a significant change for us. That would, you know, open up our space too. So I'm hoping to start some new classes, and while they were here, it was half of the day that they were utilizing the space, so that was less space that we had. So I guess that's a silver lining, that, you know, we do have some additional space, and hoping to trial some new classes coming in August. And then I know that most of you had saw the landscapers outside. They're actually outside the window now. We did end up having some landscapers come in. I thought it was important to just do, it was going to be a spring cleanup. Now that we're in summer, the weather hasn't been, you know, super cooperative throughout the spring, but I thought it was important to clean up the yard. A lot of it is just complete overgrowth that just has gotten out of control. Our maintenance department does take care of the lawn, and they do help with the landscaping, but this is just too much for them to handle at this point. And I just felt it was best to just have somebody come in, clean it up, and now the guys would be able to help keep up with it from there. So that's about it for updates, unless anybody has any questions. But
I did change it to updates.
Okay.
And
news seems scary, whatever.
Yeah, so I changed this to updates.
Okay.
So now on updates.
Yeah, that's okay.
That may have well been the problem.
Mom and Golda with the news.
Yeah.
It may very well have been the problem, because a tiny little hole like that can cause major,
That was my problem.
and water takes the least resistance path, you know, the path of least resistance. So it's very possible, if you don't see any leaks, that might have been it.
Yep.
I'd be lucky.
Okay, thank you, Lauren. Okay, we have a assertive transportation presentation, Wednesday, July 2nd. That's already gone by, hasn't it?
Yep.
That's too bad, because the board would have really recommended that you come to that. This is rides to doctor's appointments, food shopping, visit a friend, anywhere within our service area. Registration is required. Now, it's important that you call ahead as much as you can, because the demand for this gets pretty steep. And we probably can't accommodate you if you call that day or the day before. I mean, am I right? We have to have a good amount of time ahead, so like a week.
Yeah.
So please, you know, like I say, the demand for this program gets pretty steep, so try to give us as much notice as you can. If it's an emergency, we can always try to accommodate you, but we can't guarantee it. Okay, improve your hearing today. That's for me. Improve your hearing today. Complimentary hearing screening, hearing aid cleaning, video ear exam, Friday, July 11th, August 8th, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Telephone us here at the Acushnet Council on Aging to schedule. Okay, busting myths and getting savvy about senior living. That sounds interesting. That's going to be on Wednesday, July 23rd at noontime with Jody Topman, the Oasis Senior Advisor, and telephone here to register, and lunch will be served for that. Is there any cost with that, do you know?
That's a free.
Okay, so but don't just come for the lunch. We have blood pressure check and wellness visit Wednesday, July 23rd from 12 to 2. SEMA Public Health Community Blood Drive, co-sponsored with AOC Community Room here at the Acushnet Council on Aging, which is 59.5 South Main Street here in Acushnet. And by the way, that's the address you'll write to when you send us mail. That's going to be Tuesday, July 29th from 12:15 to 4:30. The Needle Arts Group is looking to expand. Now, I'm not sure what that even is. What is Needle Arts Group?
So it's just a group of, right now it's just a group of ladies that come in, they knit, they crochet, they do needlepoint.
Okay.
It's just basically a time that they get together and chit chat, but they do want to expand their group. It's kind of dwindling, so they'd like to get some new members in. And as far as I know, that they've even been willing to teach, you know,
cool.
how to knit, or they have one individual who didn't know how to knit prior, and now she's knitting up a storm. So I'm sure that, you know, they'd be more than welcome to show you a thing or two.
Maybe Rosie Greer would be interested in that.
Yeah, right.
He does needlepoint. You
Yes.
do a football player, Rosie Greer? Anyway, they're looking to expand. They meet every Thursday at 1 p.m. Stop at the desk to learn more. Beginning watercolor classes, Wednesdays, July 9th and 30th, from 10:30 on. It's $10 per person, and registration is required. Is that filling up pretty well? Or?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
And I was just explaining to Linda, because she had asked when the instructor came in, everybody who says that they've never painted or don't know how, they leave with beautiful pieces of art. Lana, the instructor, she does a great job, so I would highly recommend coming to check that out.
Great.
She is good.
Yeah.
Whether you painted or not, she
Yeah,
is good.
yeah.
Okay, now the ever-popular Acushnet Council on Aging travel program. Fall trips sign-up starting July 1st, so you can sign up for these starting now. Are any of them to capacity, or are they all open still?
I know that the luncheon train does have the Cape Cod train has a waiting list. I checked last night, and I think we were at 14 for a waiting list, so that one
Oh,
filled
wow.
up same,
Okay.
like, first day.
So that's it for me, I'm not going. Okay, but let me read that anyway. The Cape Cod Luncheon Train and Foliage Tour will be Wednesday, October 15th, and as Lauren just said, I'm sorry.
I go by, it doesn't
Lauren
matter.
just said there's already a waiting list on that one, but hey, give it a shot. The Autumn Mystery Bus Tour, Wednesday, November 5th. Here's another biggie, Foxwoods Casino, Thursday, November 13th. And please don't lose all of your money on that. The Newport Playhouse, Sunday, December 7th. And we want to make you aware of the events that take place regularly here at the Council on Aging. Flyers are always available well in advance at the front desk and on the bulletin board facing the front desk. And also, these flyers are available throughout, as we said before, throughout Acushnet and Rochester. Do we have any other information or questions from our board members at this time?
I do have a question. The blood drive, do you need an appointment for that?
So, I don't believe, so this was half of the actual flyer. We will put out the official flyer, and there is a QR code that you can scan to schedule your appointment. I don't think it's necessary, like you could come in same day
Okay.
without making a prior appointment, but I think it just streamlines everything. And as far as like the questionnaires, I know that they ask a lot of questions prior to donating. So if you wanted to get that out of the way prior, would probably be a good idea.
Okay. I'd like to remind everybody to please visit the following websites: the Acushnet Council on Aging, the Acushnet Library, the Acushnet Cultural Council, which can be found on the Town of Acushnet website. And I want to remind everyone that our next meeting will be Wednesday, August 13th, 2025 at 10 a.m. right here at the Acushnet Council on Aging at 59.5 South Main Street. Trying for that mail. And now, I would love a motion to adjourn the meeting. Do we have a motion to adjourn? Second? Meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much.